believers. In today's video, I'm doing The Nightmare Before Christmas. In honor of upcoming Halloween. Yeah! This tag consists of 7 questions related to the Nightmare Before Christmas movie, and of course, just all things bookish and deliciously creepy. Question 1 is Sally. Name a character that loves somebody for a really long time and finally gets them in the end. So first of all, this could be seen as a spoiler if you have not read the Grisha trilogy by the infamous Leigh Bardugo. So if you have not read it, then block your ears until this time right here, and then you can come back. So my Sally character, the person that loves someone for a really long time and finally gets them in the end, is Mal from the Grisha trilogy and Alinka. I mean, those two, there was a time I was like, they're not going to get together. They had this amazing, like, beautiful friendship. And then of course the Darkling comes along and he messes with her head and he's dark and brooding and sexy. And then of course this Prince Nikolai, who's also just amazing, and he's like, hey, you know, you marry me, things are like, it's gonna be great. And then at last, the beautiful, wonderful ending, well, traumatically beautiful, wonderful ending, they get together. Question 2 is Jack, the skeleton that decides he's going to, you know, have a Christmas of his own. Name a character from a book that aspires for more. One character for me that springs to mind in the whole wanting more thing is possibly because I just read the book like a couple of weeks ago, but that is Catherine, the Queen of Hearts from Heartless, who actually in the beginning of Heartless doesn't want to be a queen at all, and basically it shows us her life of how she becomes the Queen of Hearts, but she actually wants a lot more for her life. Question 3 is Zero, a sidekick character. For me, one of my favorite sidekick characters is Severo from the Red Rising trilogy, or series now. I think I've mentioned him so many times in so many different tags, but Severo is just honestly, he is the goblin, he is the weird freak that, like, you know, climbs inside wolves and howls at the moon, and, you know, is just a very odd little fella, but he is Darrow's best friend. He is loyal to his core, he is amazing, and he's funny, and he's daring, and he's just ridiculous. And yeah, just Severo is definitely one of my all-time favorite sidekick characters in any series ever. Question 4 is Oogie Boogie, a book with a wicked villain. There are 2 villains that come to mind when I think of like a really wicked villain, but that's, you know, very quite epic and awesome and you kind of love them, but they're insane and wicked and just no. And that is of course the Darkling from the Grisha trilogy, but since I've already mentioned the Grisha trilogy, I'm also going to mention the Nightbringer from the In Amber and in Ashes series, particularly in A Torch Against the Night, when he sort of reveals himself, and I'm just not impressed, and I'm just like, wow, you are evil, you are a wicked villain. Nightbringer. Question 5 is Halloween Town. So yes, for that purpose, I have decided to do this question with a pumpkin balanced on my head, and we will see how it goes. If I go, ooh, happy Halloween. Because I was lazy and couldn't be bothered to go pick that one up, I've just decided to put a different pumpkin on my head, and this time I won't get cocky. So, question 5 is Halloween Town, and it says, a book with a creepy theme. I don't really do creepy stories. They're just not for me. I have too much of an active imagination. I will be up all night. The things that happen in the book will then escalate to something much worse in my mind, and it's just not a good place for me to do creepy books. But I suppose I do enjoy some themes of creepiness, like monsters and fantasies and, you know, evil curses and being chased by demons and such like that. But one book for me, I would say, that has a pretty creepy theme, and actually for a very long time I wasn't sure I wanted to read it until people were actually like, no, you're gonna enjoy it, you have to read it, was actually The Hunger Games by Susan Collins. I'm holding it the wrong way. And that is because the theme is basically children killing children, you know, going into this horrible game show thing and tributing themselves to be slaughtered, and the last person standing is the one that wins. And that is just a very creepy theme. Question 6, which I'm guessing you might guess what it's about based on my other little head accessory now, and it is Christmas Town. And I have to say, a book that left me warm and fuzzy. There are quite a few books that do give me that warm and fuzzy feeling, especially certain scenes throughout the book, but this one I read most recently, I'd say, that gave me the most warm and fuzzy feelings, I think because it was the end of a series and so things were wrapping up and a lot of stuff happened and there were moments that still make me squeal, and that is Winter from the Lunar Chronicles, the final in the Lunar Chronicles, where all the characters are together and everything comes to a climatic end and things happen and things form and things break and things live and things die, and it's amazing, and it gave me a lot of warm and fuzzy feelings throughout. Not all was warm and fuzzy, but a lot of it was warm and fuzzy.
What's this? What's this? There's color everywhere. What's this? There's white things in the air. What's this?
And the final question is, what's this? A book that took you by surprise. For this one, I am choosing Never Night by J. Kristoff. This was sitting on my shelf for such a long time, was on my TBR, and I was like, yes, I'm gonna read it. It's blurbed by George R.R. Martin, so I definitely know I'm gonna like it. It's definitely fantasy. People tell me I'm gonna like it, but I was definitely surprised by how much I enjoyed the story, how much I felt invested in the characters and the plot and the things that happened. So yes, Never Night by J. Kristoff is definitely a surprise read for me, and I am looking forward to getting the rest in the series. And that is all for the Nightmare Before Christmas book tag. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, then please consider giving it a thumbs up, and if you like all my other videos, then please consider subscribing, and until next time, I'll see you. Bye!